Right, good morning. It's the 8th of January and it's not a very good day. It's not a very good day for me. Anyway, Richard posted a comment and he's asked me for my personal opinion about the Snowpeak. Right, the Snowpeak. This is my honest opinion about it. It's overpriced for what it is. Way overpriced. And I would put this rifle around about £150, if that. But I do love the rifle. I love shooting it. Personally, I think it's a beautiful rifle in many ways. You know, especially the size and the weight of it. That's what I like. I'm not interested in how good or bad it shoots. When I first bought this, okay, I got it for £222, exchanging the Iconics, and as soon as I picked it up, I just fell in love with it. As for shooting, it's just a fun gun, and if you're looking for one of these, my honest opinion is, if you don't mind how it shoots, well then that's great, you go and buy it, you know, because it's a fun gun to shoot. For accuracy, it's absolutely no good. You'll get quite a few good pellets flying true, but a lot of pellets won't be on target. It does group. I wouldn't like to take it over 25 yards. Maybe it's a 10 to 15 yard gun, I don't know. I haven't tested that out at those distances. Yeah, to spend £300 and something on one of these, you're just wasting money, throwing money away, unless you're like me and you like it so much and you don't mind how it shoots. Last time I shot it with the Bisley pellets, which gave it the best performance. Hang on, I've got to get something out. Okay, oh dear, it's just blown my nose from it. Anyway, this is a target I shot yesterday. Okay, I'm going to shoot the same target today. So this is a groups I done yesterday with the MPO3, and I'm going to shoot the same target as I said. Try and hit the bullseye, that's going to be a joke. and try to come out the other side where the X is. And I'm going to take 4 shots with a single loader and see how it goes. I'll have to go down there and start the camera up, so it won't be a minute. Okay, the camera started. Look, I'm sorry that I'm emotional. Right, okay, let's get on with this shoot. I can't even see. Can't even see the target. Shit. Right, okay, so I'm going to go for the bullseye, and I'm not going to touch the scope at all. You know, wherever the pellet goes, that's where it goes, you know what I mean? So, I'm aiming at the bullseye. Okay, you can see that shot left in the top left square bit. Alright, this is how I'm going to take 4 shots. So the next shot is going to come low. Low in the square corner. Can't even see it. My eyes are just streaming. And there's the bullseye. And that's after just reading 1 pellet. So let's do it again. And there's another bullseye. So we're just going to come over a little bit more on that. I'll come over a little bit too much. Like this would be the last shot with the single loader. And it's I don't think it's anywhere near that cross which I was hoping for, but this is the AP 900, you know. And it's gone in one of the three pellet holes near the bullseye. Right, okay, I'm going to go down now and turn it around so I can see Kevin's bullseye targets. Okay, now I'm going to take 20 shots in it, and that's going to be the day. So I'm taking the single magazine out and loading it up. I've got 10 Bisley targets in this, 10 Bisley pellets in this magazine, also the other magazine, so I've got 20 shots, and all I can do is go for groups, because as I say, it's not accurate. What I could do first of all is aim off to see if I can get close to the ball, but right, okay, so I'm thinking of the square box now and where to aim. Now these are round circles, so I'm guessing, I'm thinking of this round circle as a square box, so I want to see how close I can get to the bullseye. Okay, okay, so that's not too bad really, so I just got to come down a little bit lower. And that's very, very close. And that's gone into the top pellet hole. And I think that's a bullseye, I'm not quite sure. So now, okay, I don't know how many pellets we've got. So all I'm going to do is come to the middle target, second line, and we're going to go for a group. I'll be aiming at the 5.5 middle, and I'm going to aim at that all the time and see how it groups. Okay. So I'm in the middle of the target, aiming at the red ball. Oh, I haven't loaded it. Okay. Right, so let's hit the outer ring of the circle high to the left. So we'll see what the group's like. And that looks like it's in the same pellet hole. That's just shot above. And that's in the same pellet hole. and that's again in the same pellet hole. And again, and that was the last shot. Right, okay, this is the last magazine I'm going to do today, so it's going to be a quick video. You know, now what I do with this one, I'm going to aim down and see if we could get a group into that bullseye. Right, okay. I'm going to go for the same target, the middle one, and I'm thinking of that square box, so I'm going to aim off and see if we can get into that bullseye with a group. Now you might be asking yourself, if I've done these shots there, why haven't I zeroed the rifle? It's because it was zeroed before, and the Bisley pellets shot well. You know, it shot, the group shots was very, very good. So I thought I'd just copy. Right, okay, so I'm coming down where I think the square box would be, hoping to hit the bullseye. That's not far off. I don't know where that pellet went, whether it went in one of those holes, I don't know. Oh, I see, it's going into the same pellet hole. So if I come lower, a little bit to the left of that, well, I'm aiming right, but if I come a little bit left, it might go into the bullseye. But as you can see, well, not through the scope, but the camera down there, with these Bisley pellets, they do group well, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to aim where I was aiming, but a little bit left and lower. Oh, that's shot high, okay. So I'd have to go back to where I was. And that's shot high as well. And this is what I mean about the Snowpeak. Sometimes it shoots good, another time it's way off. As I say, there's a lot of work needs to be done with this Snowpeak, and I think a barrel change would be the best idea, but of course it's expensive, you know. So when you bought a rifle, 300 odd pound, and you start to do different things to it, the cost is going up, and not necessarily are you going to get a decent rifle? But to me, I don't care. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? It's a really fun gun to shoot, and I just love it. I like I like how the stock folds in. I like the colorizing of the gun itself, the weight, of course. But if you want accuracy, no. Right, where am I going? Oh yeah, there. It's shooting still high, but it's in a group, or in that group which I shot before that other group. Now that's almost a bullseye. But of course, you know, as you know, I'm aiming off. I'm pretending that circle is a square, and I'm aiming at the right hand bottom part of the square. Yeah, if you can read your pellets, as I say, if you can read your pellets, it is really it's really fun to shoot. You know what I mean? Even if you was doing ratting with this, say at this distance, I think as long as you can read that pellet, and that was the last shot, I think. As long as you can read them pellets, you could hit a rat. Not all the time, but yeah, the majority of the time you could. I just fire this one off. Yeah, that was an empty shot. Right, okay, I will put another 10 in the magazine. Or I'll go for the single loader, because you've seen how the magazines, 2 magazines shot. So I'm going to put the single loader back in and do 10 shots. So I'll get 10 pellets out. 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. Is it? I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I've got 10 pellets. I'm using a single loader now. And I will have to I'll still have to aim off to make it get near to where I want it to go. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go for the target, the middle line, the last target to the right, okay? And I'm aiming off. That's centred to the bullseye, but left. Of course, it's very hard for me because at the moment it's a round circle and not a square, so I really have to guess where that square is. And that's clipped the bullseye. It's almost in the same pellet. So that's this is the fourth pellet. And that's really knocked the bullseye out. Yeah, it's certainly making a good group. I don't know how big the group is, but you know, from looking through the scope, it's certainly making a nice group. But you know, I can zero this and it'll be out again, you know, so that's why I've left the zero alone. So I've got 2 more pellets to go, and that'll be the last. And the fingertips are now getting cold. Right, okay, the last shot. Let's hope I don't mess it up, because that is a nice group. Yeah, I messed it up. That shot high. Right, okay, I'm going to it's decocked, no, because that was the last shot. Put safety on. Oh, I've got no battery to I'll go and get that target and turn that camera off. Right, okay. So today's target's here in my left hand, and yesterday's target's there. So I'll put that one there, and I'll put this one here. Right, okay, so let's put these magazines away. Yeah, one nice thing about this little Snowpeak, the accessories you can get for it, you know, are very, very nice. But that doesn't make it shoot any better, you know what I mean? Right, as for the target today, that was the target we was going for, hoping to get the cross on the other side. Now you can see how the back where the pellets have been shot and it's ripped through. Now I can't even see. Now almost on that cross with that bottom pellet, see it? So I was well pleased with that. Let's bring the camera around here. So we've got one group here. I think we had a group there. Yeah, we had a group there. Can't remember about that one, but there's one group there and one group there. Now, as I say, the paper is ripped. So if I push that back on both of those groups, you can now see the grouping. We had one high shot there, and also I think we had a high shot there, but really that's not too bad, you know. I mean, that's under 5 pence, only by pushing the paper back, because the paper's split. You know, it's on very thin cardboard. It should be on thicker cardboard, but what I'm seeing here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, almost under a 5 pence piece. A couple of pellets on the 2 lines here. Went one there and one there, yeah. So my honest opinion about the Snowpeak is, if you don't mind it not being accurate, then yeah, the gun might be worth it to you, you know, because I love this gun. One hand, so light, even with the scope on, you know what I mean, at my age sort of thing. And I think I'm lucky enough to really judge a pellet in a way of well, I don't know. Well, I think I'm just lucky enough to read a pellet, if it's just one pellet, to shoot a group, or even to hit the 5mm spot. You know what I mean? You know, that one, where's it? That one, the 5mm spot's almost out. That one, the 5mm spot is out, and also that one's almost nearly on the white, 5mm spot. So I'm lucky in that way that I can judge pellets after taking just one shot, and especially when you think about a square box. Now I was guessing where the corner of the left hand top and also where the corner of the bottom corner to get these shots in, and I've done exactly the same on these round circles. I was aiming round about here to get in those groups, and also on the top I was aiming round about there. If I'd done any top shots, that's what I would have done if I was going for that target. But my aiming point was round about here to hit that there, on all these aiming point. Because there's no spot on that aiming point that I was doing, I had just really had to guess where that corner is. But as I say about the Snowpeak, I think personally it's overpriced. It should be about £150, I reckon, and there's a lot of work need to be done with it, especially a barrel change, I think, which would help. The internals on the breech I don't know about. I haven't took really the probe out or anything like that. All I've done is lighten up the trigger and loosen off the shroud, and that's something you would have to play with, because I still say that shroud is acting as a barrel stiffener, and how stiff you get that barrel is how it changes the harmonics, or how loose you get that barrel. But there is a point when the harmonics will be perfect, but that's really trial and error, you know what I mean? So all I can say really to Richard is, or anybody else who's thinking about buying this rifle, it's not accurate. For the price you're paying for it, you might as well go for a Krell MPO2, Krell K, MPO3, and there's loads of Krells, you know what I mean? There's some Krells I don't like, but the ones I've got is the MPO3 and the Krell K, which are absolutely spot on. Okay, yeah, I'm using a Zulu scope as well. This little one's got the T-Eagle scope, £23 scope. Maybe if you put a better scope on it, it might perform better, but then the price is going up and up and up. When you think about my age, and I'm holding this with one hand, and I can literally with ease shoot it. But it's not worth the money for the price they're asking, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, you might buy one and it'll be perfect. But as I've said quite a few times now, what I've seen of this Snowpeak, they're all shooting the same. One minute they're shooting good, next minute they're not. I know Steve has said he's very pleased with his Snowpeaks. They're shooting very well, but he's using, I forget what pellet he's using, a rifle something, I think. He said they're shooting very well. But this is just my opinion on my rifle and the rifles I've seen on YouTube how they shoot is quite similar to this one. And I'm not quite sure, I did say I want to do a barrel change, but I'm not quite sure whether I will or not. I mean, because, you know, to buy a CZ barrel and then send it to a good gunsmith to have it machined to fit, and it, you know, you still don't know whether after spending all that money it's going to shoot well. But I just love it. I don't care how it shoots. I can judge the pellets. Okay, for not for accuracy, but for grouping. Well, I suppose I could do it for accuracy as well, but yeah, I mean, it's very hard for me to say to anybody it's a good rifle. You know, as I said before, I love it, you know what I mean? But then I don't care the way it shoots, because the way I shoot, I can literally read the pellet and you know, judge my point of aim. But all I can say, you know, it's overpriced. It was like £150, maybe 200. Yeah, it'd be a good buy, but I hope this honest opinion helps you out. But I love it. You know what I mean? I can't stop saying that I love this rifle. It's just something about it that gives me a joy to shoot. As I say, my BSA, Scorpion, the Crow K, Crow NPO2, Crow NPO3 are magnificent rifles for accuracy. And sometimes, you know, the way I look at things, hitting a target each time gets a little bit boring. Whereas this gives you a challenge. And of course, that's what I like. I like a challenge. That's why I got Terry's Daily Diary, the Viewers Challenge channel. You know, everything for me is a challenge, you know, day by day. You know, the 8th of January to me is a really bad day. Ever since the 1970s. And I tried not to look back. But it just seems to automatically come forward. Anyway, that's the end of the shoot, and I'll see you later. Bye. Right, okay, these are the targets. Now this one here you saw yesterday, so I'll just move that out of the way. This is today's target. We'll start at this is a 5p piece. Okay, so we'll start at that one there. And as you can see, that's under the 5p piece. Now, this one I forgot about these two shots, what they're for, but we'll come down. And as you can see, that is almost under a 5p piece. So we get a penny out. That's under the penny. But as I say, I don't know about that. This little group here, I forgot all about that. So we come down to this one, and of course that's a 5p piece as well. And don't forget, I was completely aiming off thinking where the square box was. Now, if that is another group, which I can't remember, of course, so it's going to be under 5 pence, you know. And as I said, I was working on where these shots were going, so to do these targets I was aiming either to the bottom right hand corner to get into anywhere near the bullseye, you know, so I'm aiming down here somewhere, you know what I mean, and I had to guess all that. Yeah, so the Snowpeak done well, you know, with groups, but for individual shots you got no chance, you know what I mean. And as I said, these are 5mm, what Kevin done for me. So if you enjoyed the video, just give you a thumbs up and leave your comments, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.